Assalamualaikum, salam sejahtera, salam we are UniKL. Welcome to the Industrial Talk, Building Tomorrow, How Railway Technologies Drive Societal Evolution. My name is Siti Nur Atira, student Bachelor of Engineering Technology in Railway System, UniKL Malaysia Italy Design Institute will be your MC for today. On behalf of the committee, we would like to thank our speaker, Encik Danial Ashraf Murizam from M2 Teknik Sdn Bhd for being with us today, and thank you to our participants from the entire University Kuala Lumpur for joining us today. As we know that this event provides a unique opportunity for peers in the industry to exchange ideas, share experiences, and foster collaboration in the railway industries. For attendance, we will share the link after this session. Dear audience, to bless our event for today, the ceremony wants to invite Muhammad Amar Helmi bin Musa, student of Bachelor Engineering Technology in Railway System UniKL MIDI, to lead the doa recitation. Please welcome.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Al-Fatihah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Ya Allah, ya Tuhan kami, hanya padamu sahaja kami panjangkan kesyukuran atas segala rahmat dan berkat-Mu. Bersempena dengan Industrial Talk pada hari ini, kami mohon inayah dan taufik-Mu. Kurniakanlah kesejahteraan dan kebahagiaan kepada kami. Bukakanlah hati-hati kami, lapangkanlah dada kami, supaya kami dapat mengisi ilmu dan pengetahuan yang berguna untuk agama, bangsa dan negara. Ya Allah, ya Rahman, ya Rahim, kami mohon kepadamu agar Engkau berkatilah majlis ini dengan limpahan rahmat-Mu. Semoga segala usaha kami dalam menjayakan majlis ini mendapat keredaan dan hidayah-Mu. Sungguhnya pada hari ini kami berkumpul kerana-Mu, ya Allah. Ya Allah, ya Dzal Jalali wal Ikram, kami mohon kekuatan dari hadrat-Mu, ya Allah, supaya kami yang hadir pada hari ini agar kami dapat melaksanakan segala kebajikan, dan kami pohon perlindungan dengan Engkau daripada melakukan keburukan. Ya Allah, kurniakanlah kepada kami kekayaan ilmu pengetahuan, kecergasan fizikal dan mental, dan hiasilah diri kami dengan sifat lemah lembut, serta muliakanlah kami dengan ketakwaan dan indahkanlah diri kami dengan kesihatan. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adzaban nar. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wassalamun ala al-mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Amin, amin, ya Rabbal Alamin. Thank you, Muhammad Amar Helmi, for leading the doa recitation just now. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's move on to our next agenda. Before starting, it would be nice if we know a little bit about the background of our speaker for today. Encik Danial Ashraf Murizam is the Managing Director of M2 Teknik Sdn Bhd, a 100% Bumiputra status company of which operates a skilled manpower and project execution team within the rail industry. Graduated from the University of Southampton with a degree in mechanical engineer, Mr. Danial started his career with the team at UMW Industry. There, he led a team developing the manufacturing and warehouse material automation department and implemented projects across Malaysia with companies like Toyota, Konica Minolta, Intel, Nippon Express, and many more. He then moved to a more digital role, but still technical, to Celcom Axiata, where he managed projects for cloud computing, infrastructure, as well as digital solution, empowering businesses and SME of many sizes. Today, he focuses primarily on developing the rail industry workforce with a current project with Rapid Rail Ampang Line under the Level 6 MRO of CRRC train sets. Before I invite Encik Danial to deliver his industrial talk, I would like to remind, if you have any question, please don't hesitate to drop it in the comment for live or directly ask on microphone. Now, let us get into the industrial talk. Building tomorrow, how railway technologies drive societal evolution. Please welcome Encik Danial.
Test. Assalamualaikum. Pelik jauh. Selalu tengok daripada depan je. Okay, my name is Danial. Macam tadi Siti Atira. So Atira, thank you for the gracious welcome. Also to team UniKL, the faculty that invited me here. I think this is our second, or we've done a few cohorts under the program Peneraju. And then now invited to share a little bit with you guys. Kalau boleh, kita santai saja. If you have any questions, bila-bila just tanya je. Because I would rather you ask questions that you are interested in, that you have concerns about your future, your progression in this industry. What kind of work are you looking for lepas you graduate? Those are more important to you and more beneficial to this program lah. Right, so just nak tanya, like audience wise, siapa degree program? Semua degree ke? Semua? Diploma? Tak ada. Anybody outside of the real program? Program apa? Manufacturing system, 2 orang saja. Or the whole group sana lah. Okay. So before we actually go in deeper into what we do, ada specific things yang kau rasa important that you want to know tak? Ada tak sesiapa? Gaji berapa ke, atau kerja kat mana ke? Ada apa-apa yang specific that interest you tak? Tak ada So kita teruskan je lah So anytime you ada questions later, please just angkat tangan and just tanya je lah So M2 Teknik Sdn Bhd is actually macam Atira cakap tadi, 100% Bumi Putra company. We are a team of skilled, semi-skilled professional engineers to actually execute projects under the rail industry. So currently we are doing 50 train sets MRO level 6. Siapa tahu level 6 tu apa? Tak tahu. So level 6 ni masa train tu dah sampai 600,000 kilometers travel. Macam kereta lah. So 600,000 kilometers travel. Selepas level 6 is level 7, which is 1.2 million kilometers travel for trains. Kalau level 1 and level 2 is 5,000, 10,000 kilometer, standard macam kereta lah. So this round of MRO, maintenance, repair and overhaul, our team consists of about 50 technicians, about 10 to 15 engineers, and everyone else is just management lah. Right, so our team actually comes in, work with CRRC train sets, and then from this we are tasked to complete 50 biji kereta api LRT sampai tahun 2028. So by the time 2028, the first train yang kita buat, the pilot train, akan masuk level 7. Maksudnya cukup 5 tahun, the first train tu akan jadi 1.2 million sudah lah. Right, so dia cycle macam tu. Setiap 5 tahun, you akan masuk dalam a major overhaul lah basically. Okay, so our team consists of electrical, mechanical, sometimes ada welders here and there, and then aircon, HVAC punya team lah. In this project alone, there's about 11 subsystem. Dalam 11 subsystem ni ada about 6 yang critical, which is gangway, bogie, door, lighting and electrical, HVAC and coupler. Right, so korang tahu kan, you guys study this in your classes, right? So apa-apa technical, I think you guys are more expert than me lah, definitely kan. So tapi from the 50 people that are executed untuk buat ni is that our goal is 1 bulan 1 train keluar. 1 bulan 1 train keluar. Right? For us to do that means that our talents, our staff, our manpower needs to be well versed in bukan sahaja technical, tapi also in terms of client management, supplier management. Sebab our bogie system is coming from Germany. Our coupler is from Germany. So our suppliers are coming from all over the world. So for us to execute that, yes, you need to know your technical capabilities, but beyond that, how do you deal with suppliers yang lambat? Hari tu apa? Port dekat China beku. Macam mana barang nak sampai? Tak boleh. Right, so when you work in an industry, especially trains dekat dalam Ampang line is CRRC. In 818, Kelantan line is Bombardier. So benda-benda sini is that you are tasked, especially degree level holders, where you are coming in as engineers, your role is to mitigate this kind of issues atau how do you manage this project, right? So even though your trains are operated locally, but you are operating globally, right? How do you manage supply chain? How do you manage new technologies yang akan masuk? Okay, so all of our team members, about half of them is half to about 40 people would actually be in technical, yang lain semua management lah. Okay, from there we split off. Sekarang ni kita ada 2 depo. Satu depo is in Ampang, Ampang Station LRT Ampang. Kat situ purely kita buat aircon punya task, HVAC unit. And di KKSB, LRT Putra Height is where all of the other parts lah, bogie, gangway, lighting, mechanical, door, semua ni semua kat sana. So the typical process of how this thing happens is that train baru akan masuk to KKSB, to Putra Height. Selepas Putra Height dah buat pre-inspection checklist dengan Rapid Rail, kita akan bawa trainee travel across Klang Valley masuk ke LRT Ampang. Dekat LRT Ampang is when we do swapping of the aircon. Maksudnya dah ada aircon yang dah siap overhaul on the floor. Bila dah siap ni, train baru masuk, we will swap. Maksudnya yang belum overhaul akan turun, yang dah overhaul akan naik. Once this thing is done, dah buat testing, everything is okay, panel, all dah green light, train akan travel back to KKSB, where they will spend about 30 to 40 days untuk siapkan the baki tu lah, whatever lagi 10 subsystem tu. Right, after it's done, we will do testing lah, static test. Static test is when you do power up saja. You power up, tengok systems are okay ke tak okay. After static test will be dynamic test. After dynamic test maksudnya you do testing braking, testing traction, testing 30 km per hour, 50 km per hour and 70 km per hour. Right, once done, baru kita buat FFR. FFR is banyak sangat info ke? Okay. FFR is free fault running. Free fault running maksudnya can the train travel 1,500 km tanpa berhenti and tanpa ada error lah basically. Kalau ada error, akan patah balik ke KKSB untuk mitigate apa yang rosak lah, kira fail lah. Right? Bila fail, patah balik masuk KKSB, repair apa yang perlu, test sekali lagi sampai dapat 1,500 km tanpa ada isu. Once that is done, then Rapid Rail cakap, okay, good job, kita akan ambil trainee, give it back to the public. So the public akan pakai lah. Maksudnya kita, one of the things that I always say to our new recruits and our staff members is that, yes, you are technical background and you deal with machines and equipment and tools yang tak ada perasaan. Tapi yang last kali pakai this kereta api is the public, right? When the public uses it, keselamatan diorang, their confidence untuk pakai the train and use it on their routine every day is our responsibility. Itu tanggungjawab sebenar orang-orang yang dalam train industry ni. Is that tak kisahlah korang bawa manusia atau bawa kargo, you have this bigger responsibility beyond the machines yang korang guna tu. Faham tak? Right? So it's important for you to, yes, of course, you learn from A to Z on theory basis, but once you get into a depot, baru kau nampak that even the smallest things boleh jadi issue, right? So, insyaAllah kalau korang ada opportunity untuk masuk any train yang, any company yang buat either maintenance atau MRO, either corrective atau preventive maintenance, you guys will see the small things yang mungkin akan effect. Sebab satu train bila masuk buat MRO, 5 tahun lagi baru kita tengok. Kalau ada apa-apa jadi in between, atau barang you source macam, oh barang ni murah daripada China, let's use it sebab murah. Tapi tahan setahun, tayar tercabut. For example lah, na'udzubillah, tayar tercabut, then it'll become an issue. Bukan sahaja kita rasa tak sedap hati, tapi of course lah, repair pun tak confident dengan kita nanti kan. So it's important for us to keep the standards, and your knowledge yang korang belajar kat sini helps us to find new solutions. Macam mana kita nak, let's say for example a certain item is macam susah nak cari, can we local manufacture? Tapi kalau kita local manufacture, boleh ke kita buat properly? Kan? Tapi beyond that, let's get back to apa sebenarnya this talk is all about lah, right? Boleh saya tahu siapa dekat sini yang bukan daripada Klang Valley? Yang bukan daripada KL Selangor? Angkat tangan. Ui, ramai ya. Tapi ni UniKL. Okay, paling jauh ada Padang Besar, ada Padang Besar, Terengganu, Kelantan, right? You railway lah. You railway. Okay, talking about railway technologies pushing society evolution ni, erti kata dia macam mana kita transform, macam mana kita gunakan transport system ni untuk membangunkan negara lah basically in terms of society. One of the biggest issue yang I nampak dah a few years is that this is not a bad thing, this is just in general, is that orang-orang yang bukan daripada Klang Valley, let's say paling jauh tadi Padang Besar bukan, Kelantan, Perlis lah, daripada Perlis datang sampai ke KL belajar, most likely you akan kerja kat KL juga nanti kan? Most likely lah kan, betul tak? Most likely you akan kerja kat KL. So maksudnya your expertise yang you belajar di universiti UniKL atau mana-mana universiti, and then you lepas tu you akan kerja dekat KL jugalah, and most of you akan kerja kat KL jugalah. So what happens to Perlis? I ask you, tinggal 7 orang. So what happens to tempat-tempat lain, Kedah ke, Penang tak cakap lah, Kedah, Langkawi atau all these other places lah, what happens to it? Because economy is only be driven by satu human capital lah. Korang orang bijak pandai, solutions, lagi engineering lah, solutions to societal problems usually starts from engineering atau product development lah at least. So bila semua lari ke KL and tempat-tempat lain tak ada talent, what happens to these places lah? You rasa apa? You guys nanti these places are stuck lah basically. Saya daripada Ipoh. Ipoh dah bertahun-tahun, dia kecil sampai besar, benda sama je. Kan? Tak ada apa-apa pun. Ipoh have nothing. Bertahun-tahun, right? Tapi the expertise yang datang daripada Ipoh, sebab ETS ada ETS. Semua travel to KL so easily to find work. On a weekly basis you boleh balik. Kan? So there's a term called brain drain lah. Yang you guys yang bijak pandai datang daripada jauh, datang ke KL, lepas tu kerja kat KL, and then lama-lama ada family kat KL, and then lama-lama memang tu cakap 7 orang tinggal kat place sendiri lah. Eventually akan sampai situ lah, right? Tapi the idea of how do we give access untuk tempat-tempat macam ni dapat economic stimulation tu is by transportation. Bayangkan daripada Kuantan sampai KL ada ETS 2 jam sampai. You boleh duduk Kuantan, you boleh kerja KL, atau you duduk di KL, you boleh kerja Kuantan. So the expertise are free travelling though. It's a free market. Everyone can work anywhere, right? So industries macam manufacturing ke, right? Either local manufacturing atau international manufacturing where you export. These are an advantage bila you ada systems transport yang efficient. Bukan saja bawa orang. What if cargo? Kuantan has a port yang akan connect to China. right? That's the easiest way lah. Tapi Kuantan stop kat situ lah, right? Then the economy, semua orang akan masuk cargo business lah, either logistics atau port atau apa, what is it called lah, maritime lah, maritime. So other industries, how do you stimulate these things? So transportation is actually the backbone of any country, right? You go into Europe, the train industry, the rail industry is the driving force of manpower. Even Germany into Netherlands, you can cross no problem. So talent can cross no problem, right? So in terms of transportation, in terms of bawa machinery ke, bawa equipment ke, atau bawa raw material, these are the backbone of a strong industry. Tapi train industry dalam Malaysia ni bukan didominatkan oleh teknologi provider. Kita hanya teknologi executor. Maksudnya kita beli daripada China. China punya teknologi akan datang Malaysia. Either kita buat 50-50 partnership dengan China, or China, can you teach us how to do this, right? And then dia akan surut-surut sikit buku-buku dia orang, tak nak bagi semua penuh kan. Which is true. Dia orang takkan bagi full, right? You akan belajar maybe a snapshot of what they understand. Tapi when that happens is that we will always have a strong reliance on external market. Real industry ni is non-generating apa? Non-international generating revenue. Faham tak? Maksudnya kita tak ada jual barang keluar. We don't export. The revenue that you generate from kereta api is only from the pengguna local, right? Maksudnya train, kalau ramai orang tak pakai, kereta Azia, apa yang Azia Rahmah tu kan, Azia Rahmah dia bagi, bila Azia Rahmah bagi tak ada siapa pakai train. Why would I use a train? Bayar RM300 sebulan, baik aku bawa kereta kan. So there's no real effort untuk terus pushkan benda ni kan, right? So bila train ni you are technology executor, satu, you always be reliant on your external market, spare parts, technology, right? Kalau ada case apa-apa jadi, kita panggil siapa dulu? Kita panggil orang luar. We will never call our own people, kan? Sama macam case Kelana Jaya tu A18 tu. First thing dia call, dia panggil expert 2-3 orang daripada Bombardier. Satu hari 100,000. Yang solvekan projek tu orang Malaysia. Macam mana? Right? So sebenarnya dia ada juga apa, the heads of department dekat prasarana ke, dekat KTM ke apa, they are too reliant on external. Train industry dalam Malaysia ni dah berpuluh tahun. Our own people dah lama experience. Nak cakap dia orang tak boleh buat, tak adalah. Tapi of course lah, sebagai CEO prasarana kan, atau CEO KTMB kan, atau siapa-siapa lah transport company, oh aku nak nama aku power, mesti aku panggil consultant daripada luar negara kan. Tapi our own people yang expert sebenarnya, of course lah, dia orang ada the latest buku-buku ke, latest module ke apa kan. Tapi the technological experience tu kita ada. Like that, train industry ni bukan, of course lah kita akan go through the normal technology adoption. China keluar train baru, kita beli, kita akan tukar selepas 50 tahun, okay. Tapi at the end of the day, this is also a people's business, right? Yang repair train manusia, yang commission train baru masuk KTMB ke atau MRT3 ke, manusia yang buat. Mana ada robot yang angkat masuk kan? It's our people yang capable to do this. Tapi at the end of the day, it's our responsibility to upgrade you. Yes, you are the modules dalam UniKL, tapi once you step into a depot, your world will turn upside down, right? Because at this point baru kau faham, oh project management macam mana nak buka bogi sebenarnya, right? Macam mana nak buka bogi dalam masa yang diberikan, right? So the pressure outside of the project itself tu tinggi. So how do we upgrade you? So either you accept that siapa kat sini memang nak masuk dalam industri? Tak ada. So buat apa ambil course ni kan? Siapa yang nak masuk entrepreneurship? Ada ke? Yang nak buat bisnes sendiri? Nak kerja dalam real industry? Ada ke? Tak ada. Nak masuk real industry ke, nak masuk KTMB, prasarana, MRT ke, nak buat bisnes sendiri ke, ada ke mindsetnya tu? Adalah. Right, so bila you ada expertise, you dalam program degree ni berapa lama? 4 tahun? 4 tahun. So most of you know more than I do in terms of kereta api. So if you choose to go into entrepreneurship, choose entrepreneurship in the real industry. Right? Why? Because you need to somebody, kira anak aku ke, cucu aku ke nanti, generation dia, somebody needs to stop becoming technology executor. You must be technology creator. Right? You need to go in and either build new technologies or introduce new technologies and becomes the subject matter expert. Then you start to change the industry a little bit. Kalau you masuk KTMB, masuk MRT, masuk prasarana, it's business as usual lah, right? Business as usual. Maksudnya tak ada beza lah sebenarnya. We will continue across the same trajectory sampai bila. Tapi if you see, okay, transport ni, kalau contohnya the ECRL dah ada, tapi ECRL ni macam satu tali tau, yang mengconnectkan tali ni dengan rural areas ni, siapa buat? Buses, maybe smaller train systems, smaller train transport systems. So those, if you choose to become entrepreneurs, those are the places that you need to be in. Entrepreneurship in real industry lah. Yeah? Okay. So apa lagi? Tak ada apa dah. Sila.
Memandangkan macam Cik Danial cakap tadi, ada setengah-setengah railway kita ada fokus to entrepreneur punya side. So maksudnya sama ada kita nak masuk to be expert ataupun entrepreneur. So untuk menjadi entrepreneur punya side tu, adakah kita start daripada bawah? Maksudnya kita start daripada kita memahami konsep-konsep di bawah, barulah kita jump ke entrepreneur ataupun sebagaimana? Terima kasih.
Okay, faham. Thank you for the question, Cikgu. So any basic entrepreneurship atau you nak start businesses is that you need to understand kat mana problem ni sebenarnya. Right? If you don't identify a pain or a problem, you will never understand kat mana you nak selit you punya business ni. You nak duduk kat mana in the position of your business ni. Right? The only way that you can understand that is that either you naik train setiap hari and you nampak a problem, which is, masam lah dalam train ni. Ada tak cara kita nak buat something? For example lah, atau when we go into technical terms, when you go into depot and then you pernah buat overhaul 5 train. Dalam 5 train ni, you dah tahu dah, okay, train ni ambil masa 30 hari nak siapkan. Kalau aku introduce this technology, atau aku buat this product, I can reduce this time by 5 days. For example, kira nak siap satu train 25 hari saja. Oh, that's valuable. That's very, very valuable. Right? So but your path as, you grad bila? Graduation? Tamat program bila? Julai. August, tahun ni lah. Siapa final year? Ada yang final year? Semua final year ke?
PT ni final year, tapi soalan tu geram tak ada.
Oh sebab dah expert. So kalau nak start kerja lah kiranya kan, almost. So my advice, career advice lah, your path as an engineer starts from masuk depot, masuk technical, purely masuk technical for a couple of years. Korang ambil masa, sebab train kita orang habis 5 tahun. After 5 tahun, you probably dah tengok semua problem yang akan berlaku kalau train masuk. So, your perspective untuk start your own business ke, atau you nak climb your corporate ladder ke, tu ada, you boleh faham. Right? My advice is, spend the time dalam technical realm so that you understand apa benda yang berlaku sebenarnya. Sebab setiap train yang masuk, sakit dia lain. Right? Satu train hari ni cerita dia lain, next train masuk cerita dia lain. By the time you habis 50 train, you dah boleh kira subject matter expert dah. Troubleshooting, project management, execution, procurement, supply chain, semua you dah pegang by that time, right? My mistake in my career masa mula-mula dulu is that I ada shiny object syndrome. Tahu tak apa tu? Shiny object syndrome. Maksudnya the next shiny thing I ke sana. Oh, benda ni macam cool lah. Maybe aku boleh masuk lah. Aku lompat. Oh, benda ni, lepas tu after 1 year dah bosan macam benda ni pun best lah. And then I jump. I never get into too deep that I understood how the industry work. Because industry contohnya you jadi engineer, you jadi engineer, you buat technical saja, right? You only have one snapshot, one perspective of the industry. You tak ada network. Network you siapa? Supply chain you punya part supplier, you punya rapid rail, KTMB, MRT semua ni, MOT, you tak ada. Nombor 2 is that project management punya skill. Kalau you tak pernah nak dabble into project management, you memang takkan pegang. So when you do purely technical, 3 tahun ke 4 tahun, 2 tahun lah, your view of the problem is only one-sided. You tak tahu kenapa problem ni berlaku sebenarnya. So nak buat entrepreneurship pun tak boleh, you punya career pun terbantut. Right? My background is mechanical with petroleum. Masa I graduate, crude oil price was $10 per barrel. Tak ada siapa hire. Tak ada siapa Petronas, Shell, Halliburton, Aker Solution, Schlumberger, tak ada siapa hire. Where do I go? Aku pun buntu lah, tak tahu nak pergi mana. So we tembak je mana-mana. Hopefully you get to something that you are interested in. Tapi kalau korang dah tahu where you guys want to go, let's say for example, rail industry, manufacturing, mana-mana firm ke kan, stay for a while, walaupun rasa peritnya menunggu mendapat hidayah bisnes ni, is that tunggu 2-3 tahun, understand the problem full, baru korang start fikir buat entrepreneurship atau jump ke tempat lain. Right? So the rail industry ni, dia punya trajectory lain. Sorry, I dengan rail saja is that selepas you buat 3-4 tahun full dalam rail industry in Malaysia, after that your career, contohnya gaji you basic 2,500, 2,800 je tu lah. By the time you hit 3-4 tahun and then you can market outside to other companies, you punya gaji dah macam ni. Sebab tak ramai dalam industri. Very little orang yang participate in the rail industry. So you ada demand tinggi tapi supply rendah. So you can command harga price you punya gaji. So career progression tu very healthy. So what I would recommend is once you graduate from rail program, jangan tiba-tiba lompat buat manufacturing. Right? Jangan tiba-tiba lompat buat aerospace for example, atau buat plant engineering. Jangan. Stay, find other opportunities within your industries, either locally atau overseas. Right? Sebab MRT Singapore memang ready nak ambil orang sebenarnya. Right? Saudi transport, Korea, right? They are waiting for talents to come in because they also acknowledge that the supply for manpower, skilled manpower engineers like you guys tak banyak. So you guys are in a good position for the next 5 to 10 years, right? In terms of your career progression atau career opportunity tu memang ada, right? Tapi it's up to you guys at the end of the day untuk either nak teruskan dalam this industry ataupun tidak lah, right? So either you choose entrepreneurship, it's all behind a problem that you need to identify first by experience. But if you go into dalam masuk corporate world where you jaga project, don't tutup mata you dekat project tu saja. You need to open yourself up to other places, other areas dalam company tu, either procurement, supply chain, troubleshooting and all this stuff lah, right? It is very important, right? So apa lagi the future of this industry lah. So just a short thing before I do Q&A kalau ada, is that the future of industry is very bright in Malaysia and overseas, right? In Malaysia, ECRL, MRT, RTS, HSR, Penang LRT, KL saja MRT 3 tak naik lagi, LRT 3 tak naik lagi. So the work for you is there, right? Depending on which industry, which portion of the rail industry you want to take part in. Rolling stock ke, track works ke, signaling ke, prasarana as a principal ke, KTMB, MRT ke, it's up to you guys, right? But I recommend that abang daripada Perlis still stay dekat Perlis sebab ada station at KTMB kat Padang Besar kan. Yeah, so that train, that station will be your core industry. Jangan gelak okay, so even luar negara, in Beijing Rail, kita kat Malaysia, I buat 50 train MRO. Beijing Rail cuba teka berapa banyak dia buat dalam setahun. 80,000 train. 80,000 train setahun untuk maintenance, overhaul, repair ni. So their work is big. MRT Singapore is definitely, because orang dia pun tak nak buat LRT. Orang dia sendiri pun tak nak buat MRT in terms of maintenance lah. So Malaysian talents in Malaysia have a great opportunity untuk pergi MRT. Bawa nama Malaysia masuk Singapore. Gaji 7,000 Sing. Suka tak? Suka. 7,000 Sing. Right? Jangan cakap tempat lain lah. Even Indonesia, high speed train, Jakarta Bandung. Right? Nak pergi Sarawak buat hydrogen, boleh ke? Hydrogen trains, trams ke apa benda dia buat sekarang kan, testing tu kan. Ada opportunity. So your leverage lah, your asset is bukan belajar, of course lah, kita nak downgradekan degree dekat UniKL, tapi your experience, your asset is your experience dalam industri. Kalau you cakap you kerja 2 tahun and then you expect gaji 7,000 Sing, sorry lah, tak sampai lagi lah, tak cukup matang lagi. Maybe 5 tahun, maybe kita boleh accept masuk this kind of program. Tapi just be patient dalam industri ni. Once you hit a certain expertise, you will go everywhere. You nak pergi DB in Berlin, boleh, tak ada masalah, cakap Jerman je lah, right? You nak pergi Saudi, Malaysia punya company dah banyak pergi dah, right? You nak pergi Indonesia, semua tempat you boleh travel, right? Untuk push career you in this industry. Tapi be patient in building your career. That's my advice lah for young engineers to come in, right? And at the same time, kebanyakan otai-otai dalam industri ni, dia tak ada degree pun. Dia start dengan SKM, maybe diploma, start dia. Tapi dia punya breadth of knowledge and experience tu jauh lebih daripada apa yang degree boleh buat lah. Tapi once you come in, you need to understand that your learning is actually baru je mula, right? You masuk uni is for you to learn and understand. Untuk diorang, they have learned, they've understood, they've troubleshoot, and they have improved. Faham tak? The layers of knowledge tu, right? So setakat we know and understand, compared to we know, understand, troubleshoot and improve, is a different role. Tapi as engineers, that's where you need to go. Kita ada tiga graduate UniKL in our company now. Hazim Lutfi, kenal ke? Haris atau Bob lah nama dia. Razif Paki, right? You guys know them, right? They are in our company. They are accumulating that knowledge, right? So, and the best thing is, level 6 MRO CRRC ni was never been done by Rapid yet. This is the first time. Maksudnya, RA, M2 atau RA is the first company to understand macam mana nak buat level 6 ni. So Razif, Haris, Hazim ni is the first batch to understand macam mana nak control project CRRC ni. So for you, you might have a position in our company in the future, right? When you finish August nanti, jumpalah Cik Ais ni. Cik Ais is our HR manager, right? If you are interested to come into the industry lah, right? So when you come in, what we do with you is satu train korang pusing. Daripada bogi, daripada gangway, daripada HVAC ke pre-inspection checklist, handover, testing, semua kau bantai. Right? So that you understand before we can give you to another project. Contohnya KTMB ke, MRT ke, whatever lah, luar negara ke, kan? The knowledge that yang I perasan lah after a few years ni, yang I nampak is that I cannot teach experience. I can only expose you and you learn. Tak ada dalam buku oh, train ni akan ada keluar problem ni, macam mana kau nak buat? By the time kau pergi train, you don't even know how to do it. So the only way you learn is through experience, especially in a very technical industry. Yes, you know and understand how things work, tapi bab kerja tu lain cerita, right? So that's my kembali kepada soalan yang asal, is that korang lah sebenarnya pelapis the next generation of railway professionals, right? Without you guys, we are in trouble. Sebenarnya we are in trouble. Siapa yang akan manage kita punya projek lepas ni? If not Malaysians, kan? Siapa yang akan jadi subject matter expert kat Malaysia? You guys are the next level lah, right? Like I said tadi, my 2 cents, my feedback is be patient with your career journey. Don't have the shiny object syndrome like I did, because it's very dangerous. Untuk I is different. I had a mechanical background. Mechanical ni daripada A to Z boleh masuk. Tapi by the time you masuk A 2 tahun and then you lompat ke industri B, ke industri C, ke industri D sebab you bosan, atau you rasa another industry is lagi best, you never really develop anything lah sebenarnya. You just understand a wide scope of industry saja, tapi never become an expert, right? But I've learned my lesson lah. I hope you guys won't do the same, right? So coming back ni is that projects all over Malaysia is actually popping up. Macam tadi ECRL, Penang, KL, ETS, HSR. So position yourself to be part of the next boom in Malaysia, right? Economic boom. So because of transport, negara akan jadi, other parts in our country akan naik lagi, right? This is what we want to see, right? Jangan super development Selangor dan KL. We want to see other places to grow as well. The only way we need to do that is give access to these areas lah. Once access is established, then kerja akan jalan lepas tu lah, right? Alright, thank you very much. Ada apa soalan ke? Ada soalan. Akhirnya ada hadiah tak untuk dia?
Alright, Assalamualaikum. Can I ask you, okay, just now you said about mechanical, technical and electrification skills, right? So in your opinion, which one of these three is the main part that required by railway industry?
Mechanical, electrical, aircon tak sangat lah, HVAC tak sangat. It's quite basic still. But mechanical and electrical has a it's a good relationship lah. So for example, for you to have a lot of the things in MRO is mechanical, tak banyak electrical. Of course electrical ada some portion of it. Tapi electrical and mechanical, when you combine them and ask them to improve a system, you require these two people. For example, bogi ada tayar, kan? Tayar atas track. Atas track, bila tayar wear and tear, how do you evaluate? How do you evaluate wear and tear on masa operation? Soalan. Maksudnya kena masuk depo lah. Masuk depo, check satu train, ukur pakai caliper, dah rosak ke belum. Don't you think that's stupid? That's a stupid way to check. So mechanical and electrical, a team in Italy called Talgo in Italy have developed a machine that you can tembak laser on the track. Tembak dekat bila train lalu mechanical, dia akan tembak laser on the wheel and they measure wheel punya wear and tear on the spot. So maksudnya train tak payah masuk depot, train boleh predict bila controls boleh predict bila train ni kena masuk untuk tukar tayar. That's where mechanical and electrical sits, right? But for you to be smart and be the leading edge of the rail industry, you must know how to build an electrical. So I wouldn't say ada mechanical lagi power, electrical lagi power. Oh, korang dengar kan? Oh, okay, sorry. So mechanical dan electrical ni dua-dua dia sama berat dia, right? So if you can learn mechanical at the same time learn electrical in your free time, atau you ambil seminar kat luar ke apa to study, atau study new technologies from overseas, having these two knowledge makes you a bit special, right? Having mechanical saja, I wouldn't say mechanical or electrical ada disadvantage, tapi having both makes you a little bit more, sebab semua train sekarang electrified, right? Power modules, battery system, pantograph, electrical distribution, circuit, semua ni powering mechanical systems pun, right? So having both knowledge is very important, but I wouldn't say satu lebih daripada yang ada lah. Itu saja. Thank you for the question, good question. Tak apa, duduk je.
Test. Okay, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. Nama saya Zulidmi, final year Bachelor Technology in Railway System. Soalan saya tadi, Cik Danial ada mention tentang Hazim dengan Haris. Okay, diorang sekarang bekerja dengan RA integration kan?
Correct.
Boleh saya tahu apa hubungan between M2 teknik dengan RA? Ada macam
okay.
M2 teknik ni dia punya nature dia ke arah macam mana?
Understand. Good question also. RA is the parent company to M2 Teknik. Maksudnya RA yang masuk tender, RA lah G7, RA lah segala-galanya lah yang akan represent the project towards MOT atau siapa-siapa lah tender committee, right? M2 Teknik pula is the supplier for supplier management of skill and professionals into the project. So maksudnya RA is hanyalah management of project. Execution of project is from M2 Teknik. Technicians, development of technicians, seminar, welfare, all this is coming from M2 Teknik, right? So M2 Teknik ni punya aim bukan saja nak bagi makan kat mak, kat RA, tapi untuk open up your opportunities untuk kerja ke luar negara. Contohnya, when you go through M2 Teknik punya program, is that you masuk dalam tu kerja selama 6 ke 12 train, and then we will go through grading system. For example, ada 6 subsystem yang critical. I put you dekat gangway untuk 3 cycle of train. Selepas 3 ni, I akan buat assessment dekat you, unsupervised maintenance atau unsupervised work lah. You buat sendiri. Kita tengok belakang je, you boleh buat kerja ke tak, right? Once supervisor akan tengok, oh, ni boleh buat kerja lah, tak ada tanya soalan, kalau tanya soalan dia boleh jawab, kan? Then we pass you. Maksudnya from your portfolio, you dah power, you ada leader untuk gangway, for example. Means that I can go to MRT Singapore, I can go to Indonesia, I can go to wherever lah yang ada train, cakap, I have this expert that can do your gangway. Would you like to ask us to come and help you in this project? Then you as a person yang power gangway, I will bring you to that place. And maksudnya aku akan jaga welfare kau dekat luar negara, aku akan jaga projek kau kat luar negara, you akan execute projek kat luar negara. That's our goal, right? Even domestic pun ada lah. Contohnya KTMB perlukan orang untuk buat gangway punya projek. Ni same example lah. So instead of you kerja satu projek 50 train ulang-ulang, you get to understand apa yang berlaku kat KTMB sebenarnya. You akan tahu apa yang berlaku kat MRT. You akan tahu ECRL, RTS, semua ni. The goal for us is that we want to be the hub untuk supply manpower to run this industry, right? To make sure that you punya development is always bertambah, right? Gangway ni, even part sahaja, bukan sahaja dekat work wise, okay lah, you boleh belajar. Tapi the expertise are coming from companies in Germany. We need to send you there so that you understand apa underlying principle, what improvements can you provide to the supplier, right? Kenapa ada problem masa operations dengan rapid rail ke MRT ke siapa-siapa lah. You take this feedback, you learn, you go to suppliers and you provide feedback, you go do maintenance, then you become a subject matter expert. You are truly a subject matter expert. I don't want you to become an engineer yang basic. Oh, kau buat railway. So kau buat apa railway? Oh, aku buat MRO. Okay lah. So MRO jelas habis. I want you to become somebody, to become an expert. Then Malaysia can stop becoming an executor. Then you can become production of technology lah, because you understand A to Z, right? You can go to other countries and give your opinion. Kenapa jalan ni salah? Kenapa you kena, contohnya ada kereta api terbalik kat Istanbul, for example kan. You guys can go and mitigate. You guys can go and fix and troubleshoot. Baru orang tahu, oh, Malaysia punya talent in real industry is valuable. That's what's important. So that's the main goal of M2. RA is management, technical management, project management untuk projek-projek ni lah. So that's my. So Razif dan Haris is under RA. Hazim is in M2. So diorang masa M2 belum masuk, diorang memang dekat RA mula-mula. Sekarang ni diorang buat management of project. For Hazim, he's purely doing technical work. Buka bogi, cuci bogi, tukar, replace parts and troubleshoot. Sekarang ni lah. I think the next train will come in on the 2nd of, on the 6th of February, train nombor 4 akan masuk to Depo KKSB. So they will do one cycle train and then dia akan habis program dia. Then dia akan absorb jadi full staff lah, full permanent staff. Sebab dia sekarang peneraju kan, dalam program peneraju tu. So yeah, so that's the career path. I don't want you to stay 24 train nak buat tak ada point. 12 train cukup, keluar pergi tempat lain. Expose yourself, get into more seminars. Right? Go overseas to learn. Talk to Siemens, talk to CRRC to learn more about their systems. Kalau boleh, can you produce anything that is valuable? Parts baru ke? Kan? Can I change lighting baru ke? So dulu pakai halogen light. Bila RA masuk, tukar LED light. Itu basic lah. But those are the spirit that we want. Continuous improvement kan? So that's basically. Jawab soalan tak? Okay, jawab soalan. Okay. Ada apa lagi tak? Ada soalan? Okay.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Nur Fatin Atira, juga pelajar degree dalam railway. So ni soalan saya mungkin kurang sesuai, bukan kurang sesuai lah, mungkin tidak kenaan, tetapi saya sebagai pelajar last year sedang mencari internship kan. So macam kami yang mencari internship ni, ada certain yang macam company tu dia sebut consultant company untuk kita internship kan. So apa beza consultant internship ni dengan other company? Maksudnya kalau kami apply
Consultant internship?
Consultant company ni nak buat internship.
Oh, okay.
Dekat consultant company. So macam kalau kami yang nak apply ni, apa beza dia company ni dengan other company lah yang also dalam railway?
Faham. So sekarang ni you nak apply dalam consultant punya company, tapi you tak pasti.
Tak tahu apa macam bukan job description lah, macam how working environment dengan engineers engineers dekat situ.
Okay. So this applies to every industry sebenarnya lah. Consultants are consultants because they bagi advice lah basically. They do study, they advise, and then they give a report. Those are technically consultants lah. So they go in, they say, oh, this problem will cost you 1 billion, for example. Those are consultants lah. They evaluate and then they analyze. So you most likely will work in a database punya background. Kalau masuk MRO or rolling stock, you purely do technical. Purely do technical, right? Other companies can be suppliers. All you do is fire drill. Okay. So kalau you masuk supplier side, you only jadi trading house. Meaning, sebab kat Malaysia tak ada lah maybe a few specialized technology providers. Tapi what they do is, they get technology from CRRC China, dia markup harga dia, and then dia jual balik kat kau lah. That's about it. So you are a trading house lah. So you only facilitate the transfer of equipment, right? Other than that, there are companies yang macam technology providers yang contohnya bagi signaling equipment, lighting equipment, those are also trading houses. So kalau you jadi consultant, basically what you do is you, for example, how does LRT justify dia charge RM2 tiket 50 sen pergi KLCC, right? Those behind the line work, calculations semua tu, those are based on consultants lah, right? Consultant advise prasarana, prasarana akan impose this price. That is commercial side. Technical side would be, okay, this project level 6 MRO will require about 100 people to work, cost you about 150 million, for example, right? These people yang akan advise, oh, based on our study, project will be like this. So dia buka tender akan dia akan buka kat semua orang lah. Kenapa kau tak boleh, contohnya I sebagai company, kenapa kau tak boleh ikut requirement consultant aku? Sebab dah. Then dia tender process lah. That is consultant side. So jawab soalan ni? Jawab soalan, okay. Thank you. Anything else?
Saya nak tanya. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Nama saya Amirul Hafiz. Okay, macam Cik Danial kata, negara kita merupakan negara pengguna kan. Kita just beli barang daripada negara luar, betul? Why not? Sebab negara kita pun dah lama ada railway ni, sejak tahun 1885 kalau tak silap, kan? Why not kita invest untuk kita adakan company yang membuat produk, like I know that yang negara kita yang tak adalah banyak ilmu macam negara lain yang boleh buat produk, but yang saya tahu yang negara luar dia orang macam ada IP, which is intellectual property. Ya, benda tu kalau kita nak beli dia costing mahal. Why not kita invest untuk beli benda tu, dan kita kat Malaysia pun kita ada team R&D, kita ada manufacturer kan. Why not kita invest benda tu untuk bangunkan ekonomi negara and business dalam benda tu. Okay.
Alright, good question. I wouldn't say tak ada. I wouldn't say zero lah. That's a bit extreme lah. Right? Ada orang yang develop small products, technological engineering products untuk support the real industry. Memang ada. Tapi the other side of business, the other side of this become R&D ni semua ni, the other side is running a business. Can you run a business ke tak? Tu je soalan ni. Can you be profitable? That's the main struggle, right? Dah lah. Before the advent of MRT and RT2, 3, MRT Circle Line semua ni, the demand is only one supplier, one master, which is prasarana. You ada satu kepala, 10,000 orang try to feed the same master kan. Most likely it's very hard for a small company to become a technology provider, right? For you to become a substantial business to survive, right? Memang ada orang buat R&D, tapi maybe produk dia tak sampai pun. Memang ada orang yang buat benda yang bagus, produk yang bagus, tapi maybe tak sampai pun adoption, right? So that's the struggle lah. So banyaklah yang datang daripada they won't focus on train so much. They become technology provider untuk barang-barang yang banyak. For example, TVM, ticket vending machine, right? Coins untuk RFID tu becomes local, right? Sticker kat dalam kereta api tu, right? Small things tu maybe boleh masuk, tapi large scale technology provider is very hard to do, because at the end of the day your trains are CRRC. Before you can put your technology into CRRC trains must approve, right? Kalau aku letak this equipment onto the CRRC trains and the CRRC train tiba-tiba hilang signal, langgar train depan, siapa tanggung? You get what I mean tak? For you, the barrier to entry is so big that you cannot tap into it. Maybe you can start small punya teknologi macam I cakap tadi, railway tracking, macam tayar, wear and tear tu kan. Small yang tak effect to the signal to the train, maybe you boleh masuk, right? But bigger trains, contohnya like tire, maybe some other technology that could actually speed up the train ke apa kan. Maybe tak boleh nak masuk pun, because yang control CRC until one day where you have somebody with deep enough pockets untuk develop their own train system. That's when you see a lot of R&D Malaysia boleh masuk, because they need to piece together technology from a lot of places to build this train. Then you can see it. But if you still rely on CRC, Bombardier, Siemens, Hyundai Rotem semua ni, you will never get to go to a level where you can market your product internationally. You get what I mean tak? Faham tak? You know? So if you want to go into the product side, find things that you can. That's why I say, the positioning of your company or your business or your entrepreneurship ni falls down to your exposure to the problem that you found in the train. Bila you masuk depot, you found a problem, you build a small product that could actually solve this, then you have a gateway to masuk. But for you to become a large scale technology provider globally, I don't see it yet lah, until we have our own trains lah. That's my opinion lah, my 2 cents. Okay.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Noratika Balkis, final year student railway juga. So, saya nak tanya opinion Encik Danial dalam term women in rail. So, but as we can see dalam this hall, the population of men are triple maybe. So, how do we excel and kita orang punya career growth sebagai wanita dalam railway? Thank you.
Very good question. I think it starts from company. Company must be open to it. You have no problem getting a job sebenarnya, until the company are really open to take the risk or take the chance on a female engineer. For example, in our company we have one technician, electrical, from SKM punya background, electrical. Nama dia Anis Shazani, right? She at first, ni cerita dia lain sikit lah. Cerita dia is that she submitted her application. At first I was reluctant lah, because I takut in my sea of men, the depot tu, can they be safe? Right? Can they survive in this environment? Right? So first challenge I throw to her, dia duduk Taman Melati. Habis buka bengkung semua. Dia duduk kat Taman Melati, depot dekat KKSB, Putra Height. Jauh jugalah, sejam plus. First question I ask her, the challenge is, sanggup ke travel 1 jam ke Putra Height? For men, that one is not a problem. They say no problem. But for female, for some reason, distance is also an issue lah, right? Dia kata, Putra Height, jauh lah bang. Tak apalah bang, terima kasih. Tak apa lah, let dulu, tak habis cerita lagi. Right? So dia tutup phone. So I buat kerja abang-abang, pukul 8 malam ada orang call. Siapa nombor ni kan? Tak kenal. Banyak ni zaman-zaman scam ni aku tak angkat call. So dan malam tu dia tak dapat call I, dia drop a message. Saya bapa kepada Anis Shazani, boleh tak kita cakap sebentar? Bapak dia call. Saya angkat. Pakcik. Kenapa? Kata Anis Shazani tak nak kerja kan? Dia kata, tak apa, sebenarnya dia nak kerja tapi dia lompat cepat sangat cakap no tu. Right. Dia kata jauh sangat. Dia kata apalah anak aku ni kan, benda kecil belum nak solve lagi kan. Bapak dia push dia and we accepted her resume, and sekarang dah kerja 3 train lah. Lepas 3 train, surprisingly she loves the place. She loves working in that environment. Memang sampai tergolek-golek lah dekat lantai tu kan, try to fix the bogie punya TBU punya connection, right? Memang I was surprised. Because of her, it changed our mindset on hiring females in the workplace. And the next one was Hanisah, was also part of the Peneraju program. Hanisah ni was an engineer by train dekat UTHM, lalu Peneraju program, dulu kerja kat RTS. We accepted her because we opened the mindset of Anis Shazani boleh buat kerja. She will forever be my story whenever I go around lah, right? So for you, when you actually apply to a job, you must know that are they actually open to try to bagus lah. Tapi have they developed a workplace that is suitable for you, right? Regardless either it's management or it's technical or it's HQ, doesn't matter. Tapi kalau you minat technical, they must already build an environment where you have a place to exist, right? Because we want to have more females in industry. Because Anish Shazani proves that she can work amongst the men. If you can do it, then definitely, yeah. Right? That's your role lah, to prove that you can do it, right? So the men also must respect the engineers, the female engineers in the room, because diorang ni sekarang works at the same standard as you, right? Kalau korang mengerengek pening kepala tak nak datang kerja, please lah, right? Now you guys are on par. Next round is how you work je. We don't discriminate. Whoever wants to work with us with a good enough attitude, no issues outside of work, issues inside of workplace, we're happy to have you. We're happy to have you. And kalau ada resume boleh pass kat Ais. Okay, jawab soalan tak? Okay.
Okay. Hi, nama saya Muhammad Azizul Iqbal bin Abdul Aziz. I would like to ask, earlier you mentioned that the train that goes through MRO goes through a few different teams, and then finally it gets sent out. I want to know, like, how many people are in one team, because earlier you mentioned you want to bring down the number of or bring up the number of trains per month to exit the MRO. So I want to know how many people would work on a train, or how many people are in a team per se.
First question is how many people per subsystem. So HVAC we have seven people to service 6 units of. So every train have 6 cars. One car got one HVAC unit. So 7 people to service 6 in 30 days. That's one subsystem. In coupler we have about 8. In bogie we have about 15. In door we have about 7 or 8. And then other smaller parts like electrical, we have about 6 to 7 people, I think, to actually run this program. For us to double the work, reduce the time, is that we need to essentially double the workforce. Double the workforce that we have now. That's the only way to do it, right? But the limitations of the project is we work in rapid rails depot, meaning depot ni dia ada banyak-banyak line. We are sharing the depot with corrective maintenance, preventive maintenance, right? So you have LM1, LM2, light maintenance 1, light maintenance 2, and then HM1 and HM2. So HM1 heavy maintenance lah. So light maintenance we don't touch because those are corrective maintenance. HM1 is dedicated for rapid, just in case anything happens to their train that they need to do. We only have one HM2, sorry, to actually execute the MRO work. For us to do double the work, we need to have another line, basically, which is unlikely to happen. So what we can do is we can increase the number of people and get the thing up to speed, right? But the manpower is not the main issue. The main issue is your supplier, your procurement of parts, right? The procurement of parts comes from all over the world. So the critical part as a procurement manager is to make sure that your parts come in time when the specific train comes in, right? If a train stuck in Germany because of the war in Palestine or in Ukraine, and it delays for 2 months, how do we manage that? We cannot do anything. We kena penalty. Regardless of what happens, we are responsible to Rapid Rail to deliver 1 train 1 month, right? Regardless of what's happening in the world, right? We need to pinjam Rapid Rail punya spare parts ke, whatever lah, right? But the idea is
if a port in China is also freezing because of the weather, even double the workforce couldn't solve the problem. Kebanyakan orang we are just waiting lah, right, to execute the work. So procurements of parts, doubling the manpower, efficient planning of manpower is really, really critical. Those are the three things that could actually do it, right? So right now we are at 40, roughly, 40, 50 manpower. To double the time, double the workforce, parts must be ready lah. We must have the parts ready for the next, 5 to 6 trains to actually survive, right? To make sure that we can hit this on time. Without that, don't talk about getting it on time. We could never do it lah. So, like I said, management of project is important, especially for you guys when you guys are in a degree level, engineer level lah. Does that answer your question?
Assalamualaikum. Nama saya Muhammad Muaz, final year student to railway system. Pada 2022 saya dah experience buat industrial training dekat MOT under NRCOE. Under NRCOE. So waktu tu saya dah terdengar yang macam Indonesia dah beli blueprint daripada satu railway company. So now mereka ada capabilities lah untuk buat mereka punya own train set. So soalan saya untuk Encik Danial, kenapa our government not willing to invest on that but willing to invest like for a project like ECRF for 70+ billion?
I think the priority, apa yang cakap last kali ni? Apa? I think the priority as, let's say if I'm a Perdana Menteri lah atau MOT head lah, my priority is to give access, not to berjinak-jinak dalam development of train. That's value destruction sebenarnya, right? Maksudnya I need to spend I say 500 million to actually develop my own train set, while my people in Perlis cannot access KL. You get what I mean tak? Like 500 million just to do that tu macam the advantage is not big. Marginal utility to develop. Yes, of course you ada incentive untuk buat, tapi the bigger problem is how do I empower areas yang tak boleh nak develop ekonomi langsung, right? People are still stuck in industries yang nenek kita punya zaman punya industri kan. I need to bring you forward, and then we start talking about building our own trains. Maybe kita boleh cerita, tapi I think my priority would definitely be get these people sorted first, then baru berjinak-jinak dalam developing our own trains. Ada sebenarnya MSH Rail dah buat, tapi it's cargo trains. I think it's assembly SMH H2 nama dia. Train dia orang sendiri ada, tapi it's cargo trains and maybe not going to be used for the commercial use lah. Tapi at the end of the day, my point still stands true. It is not a priority for the country to push our own brand of trains where in the market there's so many other brands of trains yang dah established. I get you to be expert in that train first, then we start talking about building other trains lah. Sebab for me, Indonesia is also doing a bad thing. Why are they creating a new train? Their country is the worst in terms of accessibility, right? So how can we do that? Lagi Jakarta nak kena pindah ke Kalimantan, nak buat train from Kalimantan to Jakarta, apa right? So it's not value creating lah. So when you, it's a good question, but it's an ego play lah. PM nanti PMX boleh cakap, oh aku ada train aku sendiri lah, kan? But that's about it lah, right? But it's a good question. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. Nama saya Sufian. Saya nak tanya, macam daripada pandangan Encik Danial sendiri, apa expectation company untuk internship student ni? Lagi-lagi macam kami daripada student railway, bila kami masuk company railway, apa expectation yang company bagilah untuk kami?
Korang dah buat industrial internship belum? Oh belum. So maksudnya korang kena start bulan 3 sampai bulan 8, 5-6 bulan, 6 months. Oh, okay, semua dah ada tempat lah sekarang ni. Korang cari kerja ni sebenarnya. Tu nampak tu. Siap, patut panggil datang. Expectation for interns, especially for degree level, is that you have the semangat untuk kerja kotor, because this work is dirty, right? First level that I look at you is that before you go to management level, before you go into project management, procurement, supply chain, all this troubleshooting, is that you feel the train first. Understand what's going on the train, and have the semangat untuk belajar dengan your superintendents, your depot managers, depot heads semua, project manager side. You need to have the initiative to do that. Banyak tanya soalan, banyak tanya macam mana nak improve, ada inisiatif untuk mempercepatkan kerja. That's about it. Tapi the basic thing of it is you are willing to work kotor lah. Kerja kotor ni kena semangat buat lah. Tak ada complain pasal kerja ni, kotornya aku kena golek-golek nak kena buat ni kan. Once you do that, your depot manager dah tahu lah, you're probably not suitable for on the floor job. I wouldn't say that you are not supposed to be in the company. You might have strength in project management, in reporting, in fault report, defect report to Rapid Rail. Maybe ada. Tapi the first round I filter you is purely through technical. If you can do technical work, then insyaAllah you punya project management should be okay, right? But if you cannot do technical work, then for you to understand how to do project management is very hard. Because for example, if a gangway getah tu rosak, koyak, right? And you nak hantar report, you tak pernah buat technical, and you nak hantar report to gangway supplier, you don't even know what to say. You don't know what to explain. Macam mana benda ni koyak? Macam mana nak tukar parts? Kat mana yang rosak? Macam mana boleh patah skru ni? Macam mana nak tukar skru ni kan? Right? So your report becomes macam show je lah. Oh, you punya feedback coming from technician. Technician kena cakap dengan you baru you faham. Kena ajar you baru boleh buat report. So if you can lalu your technical side, and then you rasa macam, oh maybe aku boleh rasa technical ni time intern saja. Because you 6 months kan, 6 months 6 trains lah, cukup lah belajar kan. And you rasa nak buat project management, boleh, because you dah lalu dah. Tapi you kena tahan lah 6 bulan tu. Boleh tahan tak tahan lah, right? Because the work is tough lah. Work is tough. It's not an easy work. So you are under a lot of pressure to meet the timeline, right? Sometimes we work until 10 malam just to complete to abide to the timeline. If OT, if beyond 6 o'clock, if you are not open to it, then don't apply basically, right? If you are okay with working, because at the end of the day, my priority is the project. If the project cannot hit on time, then who do I blame? I don't blame myself, I blame you guys, right? So if you can work up till 10, you can plan your work, you can hit your timeline, and you can solve problems, then I assume your internship is productive, right? Then you can go after your internship too, either you come to us and work, or you can go to anybody in the industry to work in the real industry. Sama je, right? They will also require you to be sound in your technical skills, right? Because yang you akan masuk balik tu ni, either sama macam cakap tadi, you masuk management ke, you buat jadi preventive maintenance ke, corrective maintenance, they will judge you on your technical skills. Apa you pernah buat, kan? You pernah buat projek apa? Itu yang dia akan tanya. Masa tu you punya degree akan ke belakang sikit lah, your experience akan ke depan, right? So bear in mind that thing when you do internships lah. So yeah, jawab soalan ke? Okay.
Okay, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Saya nak tanya, saya Hasma.
Soalan susah ni.
Tadi saya dengar banyak pasal penekanan tentang technical skills kan. So saya nak tanya, how important is it communication skills in this field? And then soalan nombor 2, so far have there been any incidents or accidents related to language issues or language confusion or problems? Terima kasih.
Ada? Oh, okay. Soalan pertama is communication communication in technical lah. Very important. Okay dah, soalan satu. Communication is very, very important because we need to keep because we have 11 subsystems, 3 work sites to actually manage the project. You have the project manager, and then project director, and then technical team, and then your technicians and engineers lah, right? For you to understand what's going on the technical side, on the bawah sekali, the information will trickle upwards sampai ke project manager to understand, because project manager, project director ada responsibility to report to Rapid Rail if there's any delays or whatever lah. This applies to any industry, so or any project. So the communication, the clear, bukan communication saja, clear communication of what is happening on the floor, on the depot manager side, on the project manager side, and to the finance of the company, all is important, right? Because without clear communication, you might satu lah, because this is a fixed cost project. Tender dah keluar 100 million for example, 100 million ni tak boleh lari, right? Because if I say parts is not ready, or parts rosak atau parts meletup, and I don't communicate, and there's a breakdown in communication, the miscommunication itself or lack of communication could actually impact the project as a whole. So jangan cerita pasal bonus kalau benda tu tak boleh buat, faham tak? Because you already jeopardizes the project already. Tu baru pasal finances. Secondly is that if you operate operate with low communication or lack of communication, the safety of you guys is a problem. For example, when train is already done and it is power up, and there's no communication that there's power up, or there's no proper designation of area of work, communication bukan saja verbally, like visually saja pun, somebody could die when it comes to power up, machine turun, machine masuk, semua ni kan, this thing could happen. So there's no walkie-talkie attaches to your body yang mengatakan, jangan pergi situ, nanti kau kena bakar ke something kan, or terjatuh benda ke apa kan. There's no like that. It's always your friend next to you, your supervisor, to actually keep you safe, and also to make sure that your work is on time. Those communication lah. The second part of communication is that your suppliers, like I said, is overseas, and we have the experience to work with CRRC China. English, zero. Don't understand a thing. So for example, when you do technology transfers, they teach you how to operate their machines, and you don't understand one thing what they say. Baca manual dia bagi half English, half Chinese. Macam dia ada tajuk in Chinese, tiba-tiba breakdown in English, tapi aku tak tahu tajuk apa kan. So we don't understand, we don't get the 100% of the information that comes to us from the principal or from the manufacturer. That is breakdown. When you do training for staff, macam cakap tadi, our goal is to make sure that you get to a certain expertise. Tapi the people who teaches you that expertise cannot teach you properly. How? So it's good time for you to learn Mandarin lah, right? So those are about communication, right? Because train bergerak ramai-ramai bila nak siap. Without the communication of everybody, this thing cannot move, right? We've experienced some breakdown in communication or no communication at all, and then suddenly, boom, something happened. Bukan letup lah, means a crisis happens, and at that time kena fix. When a crisis happens, there is dollar value to it, either in wasted time or wasted resources, right? So in terms of project management, you out the window already. You're not so good at project management. So if you want to come in, be ready on those kind of things. Okay. Ada masalah?
Assalamualaikum, Cik Danial. Saya ada soalan tentang, for example, kalau kita dah bekerja dalam industri dalam 2 ke 3 tahun, and then kita ada tu ideas untuk macam buat improvement lah untuk maybe sistem ataupun produk. And let's say kalau macam kita nak buat the development untuk produk, of course kita kena ada financial support kan. Katakanlah kita punya company yang kita bekerja tu don't want to support in term of financial, ada tak railway bodies ataupun governments yang boleh willing to hear our product and willing to give a financial support?
I'm not sure of any specific body yang provide grants ke. I haven't heard yet lah. Ada pembiayaan ke apa, tapi it goes to normal business practices lah. You pergi SME bank, you pergi Ministry of Transport minta funding, all of these places ada, cuma kena cari je lah, right? So kalau in terms of capital untuk start something, is that first of all you always go back to any grants that are available, any soft loans that are available. I think the route to go into private equity is a bit too early. If you go private equity, then your project probably be laju satu. Yes, you get pump of cash. Tapi private equity means equity yang dikeluarkan, right? So let's say you jual 10% of your company to outside world, outside investors. You might lose your company direction at the early stage lah. Tapi kalau you dah establish, you dah ada senyum berhad, you ada some track record of projects and customers, then private equity is a no-brainer lah, senang lah. Tapi first, of course, soft loans, grants. I think banyak institution out there actually supports this kind of things, like MARA, Giat MARA, SME Bank, MOT, siapa lagi? Banyak lagi. MOF, semua ada. Cuma siapa nak tap je, itu je. Tapi at the end of the day, once you get into this kind of field to start your own business, is that you need to have a proof of concept. It's hard for private equity or soft loan or grants to say, kau ni betul ke kan? Proof of concept means you need a place that already has contohnya teknologi tu you dah install to a certain site and it works. Now there's interest by certain parties to buy your product. But for you to produce this product, you need capital. Itu senang. But you say, I have a product. The product tak pernah dijual. Nobody wants it. And then I ask for soft loan or grant. You will get rejected. 100%. There's no value. So your work, mostly when you first start a business and you have your own product, is to make sure there is a proof of concept. The proof of concept and a line of customers. For you to apply for financial support macam tu. So that's the normal path that I see if you want to go through it lah, right? So but again, experience first. Find your problem. You want to fix the problem, then you can start your own business. Okay? Ada lagi ke?
Assalamualaikum. My name is Adib. So I want to ask about any chances for us railway student to apply at your company?
Okay lah. Depends on your faculty head, right? For interns, you mean? Internship? RM200 okay. Marah. Hari tu promise lain boleh, no problem. Tapi tak boleh semua lah. Memang penat aku nak jaga korang semua. Probably a few lah. You send resume. We would love for you to be in our database. Because recruitment is ongoing bila-bila pun. As long as we have a database that we can reach out to you later on. I'm not sure your internship macam mana you buat 6 months fixed in one place ke, boleh buat 3 months ke, boleh buat 2 months ke, macam mana kau buat? 6 months fixed, tak boleh pergi tempat lain?
Betul, tak boleh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can explore. Submit your resume to Mr. Ais, biar meletup phone dia. Right, submit your resume, we will evaluate you. As long as you are okay, if there's a space for you to come in, we will definitely want you to come in, right? Because there are opportunities in the future where we will probably need an expansion of manpower in the near future. So I would love to get you prepped for 6 months, and after 6 months, jump you out to another project somewhere else. That one's ready lah, right? So submit your resume. And then we would have our interview sessions as per normal. Then start kerja lah. Baseline is yes, we are open to see new talents from the industry. As long as you bring a good attitude to come to work, that is our decision. Decision maker, is that the word? Once you are okay with work ethic, we don't look so much at CVs lah, because I know you can understand the work already, right? So I think ada email Ais ke kat sini ke? Tak ada. So just drop an email to Ais for the email Ais at. You guys want to write down the email address? Dah ready dah? Dah. AIEZ at m2technic.com. Lagi sekali. AIEZ at m2technic.com. Ya, tu. Dia nak simpan sampai habis. Dah tahu dah game dia. Semua dapat So hantar resume, and then I assume ada borang kan coming from UniKL for internship kan? Untuk internship kan? Ada form tu, then just submit the form, then we will evaluate your CVs, then depending on how many spots we have left, then we will open that up for you guys lah. Right? Okay. Thank you very much everybody. Ada soalan lagi ke sebelum kita tamat? Tak ada. So thank you very much for having me today. I appreciate seeing the next generation of railway professionals. You guys have a bright future ahead. The industry is at the right time for you to come in. So get your experience either with us or with anybody else, and we hope to see you in the market very, very soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Encik Danial, for that informative talk and sharing for today. Hopefully, we can benefit from all this shared input as much as we can and apply them in the future. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite DS Dr. Nur Shazana Osman, Deputy Dean Triple IP of UniKL MIDI, accompanied by Madam Hasmawati Ismail, to deliver a token of appreciation for our speaker, Encik Danial Ashraf Murizam. Please welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the ceremony. Once again, we would like to express our highest gratitude to our speaker for today, Encik Danial Ashraf Murizam, our Deputy Dean Triple IP of UniKL MIDI, TS Dr. Nur Shazana Osman, and all present for sparing us your precious time. Before we end this industrial talk, we will have a photography session. Please open your camera for who joining us in the live. With that, we close our industrial talk today with Tasbih Kafarah and Surah Al-Ans. Till then, Assalamualaikum.
Tes. Rumah siapa dekat dengan nilai? Nak masuk depo? Ada tak yang dekat Kajang, Bangi? Lebih kurang Kajang, Bangi, Putra Haid, Subang Jaya. Ha? Putra Haid? Oh, Seremban. Okey ke? Nanti kontak. Nilai. Dekat nilai atau berdekatan dengan kawasan tu lah. Kalau aku suruh duduk dekat Ijuk, Kelang, nanti suruh datang nilai, mati aku. So, siapa-siapa yang dekat nilai? Ni immediate lah. Nanti kau beritahu aku lah. Beritahu Ais